At the United Nations, India has delivered yet another firm message to Pakistan. Truth cannot be buried under propaganda. Responding to Islamabad's habitual rhetoric on Jammu and Kashmir, New Delhi's representative exposed Pakistan's duplicity before the global community, calling out its continued misuse of UN platforms to spread misinformation. India reminded the Assembly that Jammu and Kashmir and Ladakh are integral parts of India, while Pakistan, in contrast, stands guilty of grave human rights abuses in the territories it occupies. From Gilgit-Baltistan to Balochistan, voices of resistance are rising against decades of repression under a military regime that thrives on exporting terror abroad and silencing dissent at home.
At the UN General Assembly, First Secretary Bhavika Mangalanandan from India's permanent mission minced no words in exposing Islamabad's double standards.
India has always looked at human rights as something that is indivisible and fundamental.
She underscored that while Pakistan continues to misuse global platforms to spew falsehoods, it remains directly responsible for systematic human rights abuses, extrajudicial killings, and resource exploitation in the parts of Jammu and Kashmir under its illegal control.
Repetitive allegations and lies change neither reality nor the truth. It is unfortunate that Pakistan has resorted to subversion of the principle of self-determination by resorting to false equivalences. Let me reiterate, the Union territories of Jammu, Kashmir and Ladakh are an integral and inalienable part of India.
For decades, Pakistan has weaponized international platforms to deflect global scrutiny over its own record of terror sponsorship, political repression, and domestic failures. It continues to harbor extremist networks, export terror across its borders, and silence ethnic minorities who demand freedom and dignity. From Balochistan to Gilgit-Baltistan, Islamabad's heavy-handed tactics have crushed dissent, while its leaders conveniently use the UN stage to divert attention from their own failing state and collapsing economy. Pakistan's pattern is clear: shift blame abroad, suppress dissent at home, and sustain instability in the region. India has long maintained that Pakistan's occupation of parts of Jammu and Kashmir violates UN Security Council Resolution 47 of 1948, which clearly mandated Islamabad to withdraw its troops and citizens from the region before any further steps could be considered. More than 7 decades later, Pakistan continues to flout that very resolution while ironically invoking it in international forums.
We reject attempts by Pakistan to denigrate the people of India and the democratic choices regularly exercised, including by the people of Jammu and Kashmir. The social and economic progress experienced by them is evident for all to see.
New Delhi's response also highlighted the deepening public anger and open revolt against Pakistan's military oppression in Gilgit-Baltistan and Pakistan-occupied Kashmir. Reports of disappearances, custodial killings, and suppression of peaceful protests have become routine, exposing the harsh reality behind Pakistan's so-called concern for Kashmiri rights.
We call upon Pakistan to stop the grave and ongoing human rights violations in the areas illegally occupied by it, where the population is in open revolt against Pakistan's military occupation, repression, brutality, and illegal exploitation of resources. In the last few weeks alone, the occupying Pakistani forces and their proxies have killed many innocent civilians who were agitating for their basic rights and freedoms. Pakistan's doublespeak and hypocrisy does not deserve the time and attention of this August forum.
India's statement also reaffirmed its long-standing commitment to human rights, democracy, and equality, rooted in the teachings of Mahatma Gandhi, and enshrined in the Indian Constitution. From independent human rights commissions to a free judiciary, India continues to strengthen its domestic framework to ensure dignity and justice for all its citizens.
India's journey in protecting and promoting human rights reflects its commitment to creating a just and equitable society. My nation remains dedicated to further strengthening our human rights framework and ensuring the dignity and rights of all our citizens.
Once again, Pakistan's futile attempt to internationalize the Kashmir issue has been met with facts, not fiction. As India continues its march towards inclusive growth and democratic governance in Jammu and Kashmir, Islamabad stands increasingly isolated, exposed for its lies, brutality, and moral bankruptcy before the global community.